ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरावनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया। भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 10, Text number 24. Sava ayam sakhi anugita satkatho. Vedeshu guyeshu chah guyavadibihi. Ya eka isho jagat atma ililaya. Sajati avati attina tatra sajjate. Savayam sakhe anugita satkatho. Vedeshu guyeshu cha guyavadibihi. Ya eka isho jagat atma lilaya. Sajati avati attina tatra sajjate. Saha he why also I am this Sakhi oh my friend Anugita described Satkatha, the excellent pastime. Vedeshu, in the Vedic literature. Guhyeshu, confidentially. Cha, as also. Guhyavadivihi, by the confidential devotees. Yah, one who. Ekah, one only. Leelah, Ishah, the supreme controller. Jagat, of the complete creation. Atma, super soul. Leelaya, by the manifestation of pastime. Srajati, creates. Bhavati Atti, also maintains and annihilates. Na, never. Tatra, there. Sajjate, becomes attached to it. Translation. Oh dear friends, here is that very personality of Godhead, whose attractive and confidential pastimes are described in the confidential parts of the Vedic literature by his great devotees. It is he only who creates, maintains and annihilates the material world and yet remains unaffected. Please repeat. Oh dear friend, here is that very personality of Godhead, whose attractive and confidential pastimes are described in the confidential parts of Vedic literature by his great devotees. It is he only who creates, maintains and annihilates the material world and yet remains unaffected. Purport. It is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, all the Vedic literatures are glorifying the greatness of Lord Shri Krishna. Here it is confirmed in the Bhagavatam also. The Vedas are explained by many branches and sub-branches by great devotees and empowered incarnations of the Lord like Vyasa Narada, Shukdev Goswami, the Kumaras, Kapila, Prahlada, Janaka, Bali and Yamaraj. But in the Srimad Bhagavatam especially, the confidential parts of his activities are described by the confidential devotees Shukdev Goswami. In the Vedanta Sutras or Upanishads, there is only a hint of the confidential parts of his pastime. In such Vedic literatures as the Upanishads, the Lord has expressively been distinguished from the mundane conception of his existence. His identity being fully spiritual, his form, name, quality and paraphernalia, etc. have been elaborately distinguished from matter, and therefore he is sometimes misunderstood by the less intelligent persons as impersonal. But factually he is the Supreme Person, Bhagavan, and he is partially represented as Paramatma or impersonal Brahman. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swamin Iti Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvichesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Bhava ayam sakhi anugita satkatho Vedeshu guhyeshu cha guhyavadidihi. Eka isho jagatma leelaya Sajati avati attina tatra sajjate. Oh dear friends, here is that very personality of Godhead whose attractive and confidential pastimes are described in the confidential parts of the Vedic literature by his great devotees. It is he only who creates, maintains and annihilates the material world and yet remains unaffected. Here we can see one Mataji, one Sakhi is telling the other Sakhi that this is the same Bhagavan, the same person. Who is the same person? Who has been described in the Vedic literature. And here the word Guhya comes 2 times. Vedeshu Guhyeshu, the confidential part of the Vedas, and Guhya Vadibihi. Even the devotees are considered as confidential. So one may ask, what is confidential about it? We are reading. The confidential part is that the purport of this whole thing is known only to the devotee. That's confidential. Because you may say something, but the others don't appreciate it so much or don't understand it. If you remember, if we want to understand Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, then only from the point of view of a devotee we have to understand. Otherwise it's all useless, like you can always say the same Bhagavatam is also being narrated by Mayavadis. And they take all these small little things here and there and say, look, Krishna is a creation of the Brahman or something like that, But here we see, they will not say that Krishna is Sajati, Avati, Atti. Creates, maintains and Atti is annihilates. He is doing everything. Oh, but then what is about Brahma and Vishnu and Shiva? So generally the conception is that Lord Brahma creates, Lord Vishnu maintains and Lord Shiva destroys, annihilates. So there are 3 Murti. But here we can see that so many places, Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, it just describes that it's the Krishna only. He is getting it done through the agencies. That's okay. See, Krishna declares in Bhagavad Gita, I am the Supreme Lord. He says, the whole creation is working under my direction. Nobody challenged. Lord Brahma did not challenge. Lord Shiva did not challenge that. Oh no, what you are saying is wrong. It's me. If you see Bhagavatam, Lord Brahma already accepts. He says, I am the second creator. He tells Krishna in his prayer that it's you only. It will come in the one of the cantos. I think 10th canto, 14th chapter. This will come. Where Brahma says, even before that it comes, that it's only Krishna who is the supreme. That's why I wrote the whole Brahma Samhita. And we just follow that Brahma Samhita where it said that Krishna is the Adi Purusha. Govindam Adi Purusham Tama Aham Bhajami. So, who is the Isha? Krishna. Who is the creator? Krishna. Who is the maintainer? Krishna. And who is the destroyer? Krishna. And Lord Shiva also accepts. He says many places. If you read Skanda Purana and other Puranas, then you will know what I am saying. Of course, they are equally powerful, almost equally powerful, I would say. They have been empowered to do so many things, so many wonderful activities, and they do it happily. They have no problem. There is absolutely no problem between Krishna and Lord Shiva. The problem is at our level, our concepts are so, we get attached to our ideas. Both, I'm not blaming only one, I'm just saying both of parties sometimes become fanatical and then it's a big problem. If you take things in the right perspective, then there is no problem. Everybody can coexist. Like, just to give an example, in America, there's one president, how he got re-elected. But he is giving credit to so many people. That doesn't mean that his power is getting less, like he's saying, oh, it's all you. Yesterday he was crying while talking to his supporters. And he was just telling that, you are the guys who did everything. So same way Krishna glorifies his devotees, So that doesn't mean the devotee has become now greater than Krishna. Simple example. So that's out of humility, and then also not only humility, Krishna is teaching us through that message that we should never become puffed up. Our problem is we get puffed up very fast, We achieve a little and we think that we achieved a lot. And then we start expecting a lot of respect for that. And that's why there is a false ego and there is a real ego. I used to wonder always, what is this false ego in the beginning? How can ego be false? And then I understood that, people say, I'm not, like yesterday somebody was telling, I'm not egoistic, but I need a lot of respect. So, I accepted. I said, yes, I know, you are not egoistic, absolutely. So we have this dual concept of life, we want everything for us. And just to illustrate, I'm giving another example which happened yesterday, a practical example. One Mataji comes to the restaurant very often. And she talks to me sometimes, about her personal problems or something like that. So she appeared for some exam, and the examiner had given her some grade, and then after giving the grade, that examiner talked to her, asked her some questions, and after she gave the answer, her grade was reduced. So I said, what kind of question? And she says, sir, she was asking me about my views on homosexuality. Lady asking another lady, what do you think about homosexuality? So she says, I expressed that it's not good, and strong opinion I gave, and her marks got reduced. So that other lady wanted to hear something different, and I said, you be careful from that lady, because why will she ask a question? Unless she has some. So then I was telling her, the point is that I was telling her that the most popular channel, TV channel or radio channel is WIFM. I said, you did not tune to WIFM, that's why you are in trouble. And she did not understand, then I explained to her. Everybody has a WIFM channel. And what is that? What is in it for me? That's the channel. So if you talk to people from that channel point of view, then you get the result. The moment you are not talking, I'm talking with the material world now. Immediately the communication will be broken, that or whatever you are saying will not carry the same weight, same impact. This is how material world works. But Krishna doesn't have the WIFM. He sometimes shows, apparently he also says, worship me with this, like he tells Arjuna. So if somebody sees from a material point of view, he may say, oh, Krishna is also WIFM radio. He is saying, whatever you are doing, what is in it for me? You are cooking, what is it? Where is my portion? But Krishna is asking us to offer it to him so that all the problems in the food are taken away by him. See, that's the difference. He is giving us a chance that, okay, you want to purify this food, offer it to me. I'll purify for you. And that is why the prasad is the most pure thing. Krishna is doing it for us. He doesn't need it. What, you don't even put proper salt and spices and, too much salt or too less salt or one day this and other day that. And he's happily eating and leaving everything for us. Actually, he should be really reprimanding, chastising. Of course, sometimes he does it. There is an instance in Mayapur. Jagannath slapped some devotee. Of course, in the dream, he had done some mistake, and Jagannath came and slapped him hard, The devotee, and they told him why he slapped him. It is yesterday in your offering you forgot to put tulsi. How careless you are. You know that I cannot accept anything without tulsi. So anyway, this is all very rare thing. So here we have to see that properly. We have to understand that Shukadeva Goswami, for example, here he is the one who is describing this confidential parts of Krishna. Shukadeva Goswami himself was a Mayavadi. And that's why Mayavadis also love him and devotees also love him. But he became a devotee, pure devotee. And that's how he could describe Bhagavatam, 18,000 shlokas, so much detail. So we should not think Krishna, like again Prabhupada is explaining that Krishna is not impersonal. Nirguna doesn't mean impersonal. Nirguna means no material quality. And then just one sentence Prabhupada talks about Bhagavan, Paramatma and Brahman. It is very important to understand this. What is Brahman, what is Paramatma and what is Bhagavan. So Krishna is Bhagavan, and Bhagavan has to be a person. It cannot be some vague thing. So let us stop here. So nice purport. Any question?
Comment question. In relation to that, so far too, talks about this to understand Krishna personally, in the sense that oftentimes some Krishna philosophers out there say that he should annihilate himself or become ego-less. But it's not just into Krishna consciousness makes so much more sense in the sense that you can't get rid of the personality of who we are. We exist. That's the difference with existence, is the self. You can't get rid of the ego because ego is the self, but you have to stop identifying with your body, false identification with ego, which is, I think, a much better term, false ego.
False ego, yeah.
You can't get rid of ego.
Ahankara, actually that's a translation of Ahankara. Ahankara means actually pride, sort of, it's little bigger than pride.
Yeah.
Pride is at a lower level. Ahankara is at a very higher level, like.
Yeah. So many people, other philosophers, they want to annihilate themselves, but you can't. That's the difference.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You cannot be desireless. You cannot be, egoless.
Yeah.
Ego is not some chutney that you eat it away, destroy it. It's a way of thing. Yeah, and it's spiritual in a way. It's not spiritual, but it is at a very subtle level.
Yeah. Also, wondering, in India, why is it that it's so clearly stated, like you were stating, the Krishna existence of God through different parts of the Bhagavatam, if it still seems like it's so clearly stated, why is it such that big misconception when you go to India today?
Yeah, because people want to, see, they don't have anything of their own so they have to use this. When they are talking of philosophy, they will use Bhagavatam philosophy, Bhagavad Gita philosophy and present it as their own. By not putting it as it is. That's why Prabhupada had to say as it is. Otherwise, what was the need? He could have just said Bhagavad Gita like one more comment. Prabhupada had to say that because people are misinterpreting. That's all is happening. You know. That's why I said, they also use it. They also have their katha.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to that, so they portray Krishna as some superhero, not as God. Like some super some man with a superhuman qualities.
Because people said, at least what I've heard, I could be wrong, but they said even like some of the Shivites, that if you tell them Krishna's God, they get very angry.
Yeah, because they have been told that he is Ishvara. In India, if you go and ask for a Ishvara temple, they will take you to Shiva temple. This is all, there's a sampradaya. They have just become very strong and, very fanatic. You have to, we are also like that sometimes, we also say that. That's why this word demigod and all creates havoc,
Yeah. It's interesting too, but that you're saying about that, your guest who came to the restaurant, that a teacher would actually reduce her grades for her own personal thoughts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That seems like almost illegal. You can do that.
I mean, this poor lady, what she can do, she has to see with her because she is doing it all this for getting a certificate. She's not attached to it.
Yeah.
And then she understood. She says, "Oh, I said you should have kept quiet. You should have said I have no opinion." He said, "Yeah, that's what I should have done." You don't have to get in argument with everybody.
Yeah, you can't force you to say anything. No.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even bother about it like that.
It's not like it's like a loaded question because they don't ask the question to find out the answer. They just want to see if they agree.
Yeah, I mean, she's asking a question as if she doesn't know what is homosexuality. But I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That's like a PhD guy asking a kindergarten question,
Yeah. That's true. Especially nowadays, everyone knows about that.
Exactly. Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.